Hello everybody and welcome back to yet another Theros 8-4. My name is Kevin and I am joined today by Tom Delia. Hi
I
Tom.
feel like I'm at like a wrestling ring. Hello, Kevin. In the left corner, we have. Hey, Kevin. How's it going, man?
Oh, it's going wonderful. I am ready today to do yet another Theros 8-4. What about yourself?
I am excited to do another 8-4 as well. I like this format a lot.
Can you...
I've actually really enjoyed it, even as the draft format has progressed, which it has progressed a lot, actually.
Oh, it's definitely evolved now. Wow, this is a this is an interesting first pack. Um,
Oh gosh, this is a problem, actually.
Taking a look
So,
at the pack, I think heroic is the theme here.
so I've been talking to other people about this, and I've found, and I kind of agree with them that white's been heavily overdrafted. By a lot of people, kind of like how blue was in M14 and in M10, where you just go blue and you win. I feel like whenever you go in on white, it's a trap. I don't know if you can back. I don't know if that's with everyone's experience. So when I look at this pack, I agree. Phalanx Leader is the strongest card in the pack, even though you haven't said it yet, but it is. Um, I would actually try and stay out of white, and if I were to choose from this pack, I would take the rare.
Okay, so
But what do
you're
you think? What do you see in this pack, Kev?
so I've kind of agree with you. I kind of agree with you that here in that we've done a number of drafts, some of which we've shown in the recordings, some of which we haven't. We have tried to go white in almost every single one. We have taken a white card.
Yeah, it's like,
And
oh look, Wingsteed Rider, let's go white.
I'll
And
be
then you,
honest, absolutely none of the time we've actually ended up in white and it worked out for us. So I'm going to agree with you. We're going to take the carroted. I like green.
so,
I like being in green in the format.
yeah. Hey,
Um,
look, great. Whoa, actually, huh?
so here is this is an interesting pack because we can take the choice of we can take the premium removal spell and lightning strike. It does pair pretty decently. Green red, I do like that type of archetype. I do also like green black. I feel like that is a very powerful archetype, and I'm a huge fan of Gary, Merchant of
Gary
Asphodel.
is so important for that deck. So looking at the pack, what was taken out of this was a common because the foil is here.
Hmm.
Um, what common would you take over Lightning Strike? It's either like Nessian Asp or Voyage's End.
Griptide. I would take Griptide over any card, pretty much. In this pack, if there was a Griptide here, I would take it over Lightning Strike. It would be a hard choice, but I would take it. So,
But looking at it like
mhm.
what we passed, I think it's a close between Lightning Strike and Grey Merchant. I think it's up to you. I don't mind either. Again, I also agree with not taking the Divine Verdict here.
uh,
I actually, it's a good card. I found it to be okay.
yeah, Divine Verdict's one of those. It was originally the best removal spell in the format. We're gonna take the Lightning Strike here. It's
It's
premium
flashable.
removable. It's very splashable. We just got to carry it, and it
Oh, hey
doesn't
there.
cement us into red.
Yeah,
Now here is
another
another very
Gary.
good pack. It's another Gary, Gray Merchant Macedel. Time to feed for our green cards. Mogus Marauder, not really in consideration, and a couple of blue flyers, which
Hmm. Which are
really
rather good.
they're very good. They're very good on the top end, but I don't think this is going to end up being a blue deck. So really, the choice here is between a Gray Merchant Macedel or a Time to Feed.
I will say the deck I've had the most success with is green blue. I found that to be a great pairing of colors. That being said, we have a mana accelerator. It goes really great in either green or black. If we're going green black, like we want both of these cards.
Mhm.
I think you're doing the safe choice and taking time to feed here, which as far as drafting strategy is better. Like the reason why is you need time to feed in the green deck, like really badly for some sort of removal. And if we go red, we still have the time to feed.
Exactly. I definitely like having the time to feed here. It leaves us open to still go black. We definitely are noticing that there's black coming to us.
Yep.
Having said that, we talked about black coming to us. Here's a Baleful Eidolon. It is absolutely the best card in this pack.
And as I was saying about the progression of the format, this was a card that was on no one's radar, and
No,
now has shot up a lot.
I,
You like
I,
Baleful Eidolon, Kev?
I do like Baleful Eidolon. It's just like the Hopeful Eidolon, the Lifelink guy. Those cards were common 12th, 13th, 14th picks when the format first started. And
Yep.
then everyone realized just how important Death Touch is, just how important Lifelink is, especially as it a reusable effect because of the bestow mechanic.
I think that's what really nails it too. Is when you get to bestow these guys for four and a black, or for Hopeful Eidolon for four and a white. Eidolon not as much, but Baleful Eidolon especially. The ability for it to come back down and hit something is very important. We like to notice that red isn't really being represented that well either in these packs.
Yeah, I like Spear Point Oriad, but Baleful Eidolon is so much more powerful than that card. I'm going to take it. There's the possibility we still go black, and I really like drafting green-black in this format.
Yeah.
Now,
It's an
here
interesting one.
is really the choices between Return Phalanx, Burnished Heart,
Yeah, I'm glad you picked up on it.
Boon of Erebos, and I really don't want any of these other cards. I do love
I mean,
Portent of
there's like
Betrayal.
Dragon Mantle.
There is Dragon Mantle. It's a card. It does things. Portent of Betrayal. We've won a lot of drafts with it. We've won a lot of games with it.
I don't know why.
It's too early to take this card.
Yeah.
So here, what are your thoughts, Tom? I'm gonna let you talk about this one.
Honestly, looking at it, these are some subpar cards. I actually have found I really like Burnished Heart. It's just been a really good 3-drop. It's you get to next turn block, use it, have like 8 mana at your ability. If you're green, it's actually rather good because you can get a Sed Scorpio down early. We already have Baleful Eidolon. I'm glad we took it here.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
I like the ease that Burnished Heart gives us for our deck. Now, at this point, this is kind of a signal. Divine Verdict coming by. We've talked about this card. We don't like Divine Verdict very much in the format. It's a decent removal spell, but it's
Yes.
very, very easy to read a Divine Verdict.
And it's 4 mana. Like it sucks. I do see a card I really like in here though.
Is its name Vaporkin?
Its name is Vaporkin.
So looking at the pack itself, really we're not cemented into any color yet.
0 colors we're in right now.
Green is definitely our best card. Our best cards are located in green. It's going to give us some fixing.
Mhm.
I like taking the Vaporkin here. It lets us go into blue. It gives us a very aggressive and very powerful 2-drop if that's the way we decide to go.
Oh, hey there.
Um, Now, here's a card that could draw us towards blue-black, Shipwreck Singer. I love this card. I love the ability. It's very powerful. Now, the thing is, we're not sure we're in blue-black yet, and
Yeah.
there's a Sip of Hemlock in the pack. It's
See,
a very powerful card.
I agree with the Sip of Hemlock pick here. I kind of see where you're going here. We have Burnished Heart, Sylvan Carroted. If we do end up going green, even though we haven't seen green, we're probably getting it in at least the next pack. I like Sip. It's very good in the green-black deck because you can get to that 6 mana, and it's good at controlling the board. It is interesting seeing Shipwreck Singer, but I just don't think anyone else is blue-black.
Yeah, and the thing is, we've seen some blue going around, but it's very hard to just snap into that card.
This is interesting.
This is very interesting.
So there's a Horizon Chimera. We could go green-blue,
We could go green-blue. I mean,
and then there's a Returned Phalanx, and we can go blue-black.
and the thing about this is, we kind of talked in one of our previous videos of drafting the hard way, taking the most powerful card. Both cards are very powerful.
Yeah.
There's not a mediocre card between the two. I think here I want
would
to take
say
the Horizon Chimera.
because we passed 2 Garys, right? Like we're not getting black next pack, are we?
There's not a very high likelihood of getting black next pack. We'll take the Horizon Chimera. Now, if black somehow keeps coming, like another Return Phalanx, which here we're just going to snap it up.
Yeah.
We can still go into black. It's still very open. We're gonna keep our options open this draft. And
You know what? I've found the same thing that you're talking about, and the more drafts I've done in this format, the more that my draft looks like this. Like right in front of us, we have a blue card, a red card, some black, some green, some like multicolored spells. But really, the first pack is where you kind of just pick up. You try and find out what the hell everybody else is doing, and then really go in pretty hard on something else. I like seeing Sealak Monster here.
I do like seeing Sealock Monster. That does let me know that there is some blue flowing at the table, especially a little bit later on. Dark Betrayal still going around. Viper's Kiss still going around. This is not a good card, and you know, as much as LSV does call this,
I
regarding
came in
Hellkite,
like a boulder fall.
oh god,
Never
no,
should have.
no, we're just taking it.
Something.
Here we're gonna take a Boon of Erebos, intrinsically the most powerful card in the pack.
Yep.
I really do have stated many times how much I hate Bridging Hippocamp.
I
I
think
hate
hate's
this
a
card.
strong word. I dislike it, and I really, if I'm playing a deck with Breaching Hippocamp in it, I'm not happy.
Yes,
But I'll play it.
yes. Happy to pick up a Boon of Erebos, something you want to have one of. Here we'll take the Flamecast wheel.
Because we don't want anything else. We want our opponents to play a Crusader, I guess.
I do not know why people ever play this card. Like, I understand why you play it in the heroic deck. I'm
It's
So
like in
weak.
the red-black aggressive deck, kind
Yeah.
of. Hey, look, your favorite card.
I will take the Crackling Triton. I'll be happy about it.
So now that we're in the later parts of the picks and where it really doesn't matter what we get, I think there's a very heavy signal that black may be open. Although the Garys didn't wheel, Gary won't wheel.
Yeah,
So there's probably at least another black drafter. There was no red, and there was no green.
I,
So
I,
that's important.
I definitely
Ooh,
agree
look,
with you there. Green was not open that pack at all.
0% of green.
Black was very open.
We
At
got a
that.
lot of really good tier 2 black spells.
Now, this
That's
is an interesting pack. Let's go ahead. Let's stop talking about the deck for a moment. Let's talk about the pack. That is a Bite Nathassa.
I really liked this card. I've gotten to play with it in at least 3 drafts now, and every single time it hits the table, your opponents just really get angry.
Uh, this is a very powerful effect. The ability to get mana or card advantage in this format is very hard. It's something you have to work very hard towards. There's not a lot of 2-for-1 opportunities. Biden and the Thassa just lets you draw a bunch of cards. You get a couple of Vaporkins down. You get a couple of cards that's just hard for them to block. This card will win you the game.
And
Just the sheer amount of card advantage.
my favorite part about this pick is it's very good in blue green because you can tempo, but it's also very good in blue black because it has the same ability as Shipwreck Singer, and you're just playing stuff like a Gary or you're playing stuff like a Return Phalanx, which can easily block, which makes Biden and Thassa very powerful.
Exactly. Other notable cards in the pack, there is a Gray Merchant of
Hey,
Macedonia.
Gary!
It's a very powerful card, but I think Biden's just that
Yeah.
much better.
We passed a really good Gary deck so far, which is kind of funny.
Well, here's that
Oh, wow.
red that we just passed that we thought was not open.
Yeah, it's not. Like, we could take it, but it would be 100% a trap.
I
Like, the guy on our left is super red.
I definitely agree with that. Red, we saw one card that we wanted. This entire pack one. It could be that red was just weak in that pack, but let's just feed the guy. Let's hope he feeds us back in return. I think the picks here are between Lash of the Whip, Nylea's Disciple, and Horizon Scholar. What are your thoughts there?
I think I like what you highlighted here in Lash the Whip. There is something to say about reading too much into signals, and that we should take very strong cards. I still don't like taking Ember Swallower here. You can't splash it. If this was like Perforos, we'd take it because you can splash Perforos, but we can't splash Ember Swallower. I like Lash the Whip. It still keeps us between blue black and blue green, but we're probably going blue black. I like Lash the Whip and blue black.
Yeah, and I definitely like the Lash of the Whip in green black if we end in that. But right now we're leaning towards going in blue black. Let's go ahead. Let's take the Lash of the Whip. And here is a pack. Whoa!
That card is obnoxiously good. Policeman Lion.
So
Wait, you're taking Griptide over Voyage's End, huh? I found I liked Voyage's End much more than Griptide.
We've been fleeced. Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh god, yes. This card is so good.
So this is a very powerful card. If we were in any way green-white, I would take this card and be incredibly happy. Now, we were talking about the pick between Voyage's End and Griptide. I do think Griptide's that much better. I think the ability to put something on top of its opponent's library to limit them for the next draw step is incredibly important in this format.
The reason why I like Voyage's End more is just because it costs less, and it makes sure you don't die to heroic decks. Like, I've lost more games with Griptides in my hands than with Voyage's Ends in my hands. If that makes sense.
I can definitely understand where you're coming from there. This is one where Tom and I we're gonna agree to disagree on the pick. And
That's
feel free to comment on this, folks. Whether you like Voyage's End more than Griptide, I'm gonna take the Griptide here. I think it's just that good.
Whoa, hey! Sea God's Revenge, that is. This card is obnoxiously good.
Well, definitely glad we got that Biden first pick because blue is open. We're gonna go ahead. We'll take the Sea God's Revenge. It's a bomb. The ability to bounce 3 creatures back to your opponent's hand is incredibly important.
I took this over in a draft I did day before yesterday. I took Sea God's Revenge over. What did I take this over? I took it over Fabled Hero. Like it's just that strong. Like,
exactly.
It's really, really, really good.
You talk about a 6-drop bomb. This is a 6-drop bomb. It changes any board state from overwhelmingly against you to overwhelmingly in your favor.
Yeah, Limited Resources talks about this a lot as to when a card is good. It's very good when you're ahead, it's very good in a board stall, and it's great even when you're behind. So it does everything you want in a spell, especially for 6.
Exactly. We're going to go ahead. We'll take the Sea God's Revenge. We are passing a Griptide and a lot of blue cards. Definitely some blue flowing around in this pack.
Which is nice. No green or red. Like to put that out there.
I did notice that as well. Other than the Ember Swallower, we really haven't seen anything in red, and green has not been open at all.
0% green.
At this point, we're actually going to probably hide our green, assume that we're going to go a blue-black deck, try and build out that curve. Now, looking at this pack, what do you like for that curve, Tom? Do you want to take the sideboard
I've
card, or do you
I've
want to
I've
try
found
and
that
take...
especially since we only have 11 cards right now, I don't want to take a sideboard card right now. Fleshmad Steed, which you're kind of pointing over, not a card I like playing, but a card I will play as a 2-drop. I have really found I haven't liked March the Returned.
I'm going to agree with you there. March of the Returned, originally I thought it was a good way to get card advantage in the format, but it's just the effect itself, it's so expensive for what you're getting out of it.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead, we'll take the Flash Mad Steed. We're not very happy about it, but it's a card that we could
Speaking
possibly
of that
play.
green that doesn't exist,
So here, this is going back to that draft in the hard way. We could take a very subpar card. We could take a Traveler's Amulet. We could take an Mnemonic Wall. I don't think that is the type of deck we're going to be playing here.
a Mnemonic Wall deck. I actually haven't played Mnemonic Wall yet.
Exactly, and you can get those later on. I think that if we ever have the possibility of going green, and if it somehow magically flows this last pack, I want to have a Voyaging Satyr in my green deck. I love
I agree.
Mana Rip. It's that important.
Yeah, definitely Voyage Satyr. I mean, like our black cards are good, but they're not. We're definitely black. I would like to be blue-black if possible, but I can. The green cards we have also pair very nicely with the blue cards we already have.
Exactly.
Makes
Now,
sense.
this pack, we get a gift.
Hey!
We got a Shipwreck Singer. We talked about it last pack. We really like this card. We are in blue-black now. The signal is very clear. The writing's on the wall. Yes, we just took a green card, keeping our options open. But Shipwreck Singer is exactly what you want to be doing in a good blue-black deck.
And we're not going to miss a Traveler's Amulet. I really don't think we will.
Exactly. So here, Shipwreck Singer was the clear pick. There is a Wave Crash Triton in the pack. There is an Ilea's Disciple in the pack. Both are very good cards. But we're looking at a blue-black deck right now, and let's draft towards that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here is another really easy pick for us. We talked about, in a couple of drafts, probably our first one actually, where we went that green-blue deck, we talked about the power of the counterspell in this format. This format's all about going over the top. It's that one back-breaking spell you just can do nothing about unless you have that counterspell.
Sea God's Revenge is for us.
Exactly.
I really like Dissolve as well. This is probably going to be an 18-land deck, and Dissolve is good in an 18-land deck.
Exactly. I definitely like the Dissolve here. We're going to take that. Sedge Scorpion is in the pack, so getting a little bit more of a green signal going by, and these Divine Verdict. I think the word's
I'm
out
really
on Divine
surprised
Verdict.
the guy on our right isn't white, but we'll see what happens.
Well, we really didn't pass that much white to begin with. That's the funny thing here.
Well, we passed Double Divine Verdict, Phalanx Leader. Yeah, I guess not much. Yeah, I mean, by the way, we're taking Benthic Giant, Kevin.
Yes, this is a deck that I will take a Benthic Giant. I might even play it. It's a card that you do want to have, especially if you're low on the creature count like we are. Now, if Benthic Giant wasn't in the pack, I would probably just take the Titan Strength or the Evangel of Heliod, but we're not going to draft here.
Has proven to actually been pretty good.
Evangel is a very powerful card.
I like 2/3 sometimes.
I like the idea of taking the 2/3. Decorated Griffin's definitely not what we're trying to do. We're not white in any way, shape, or form. We've intentionally stayed out of the color, so let's keep passing that. Triton, it is blue. It is a 2/3. If there's any possibility, maybe we splash just a tiny bit of red so we can play that Lightning Strike. Triton gets infinitely better.
I was thinking the same exact thing. If we get the correct rare or something, we could easily splash red. But hey, perfect card to see here.
Here's a nice late little gift. We like filling out the top end of this deck. We've gotten funnily enough, we've gotten a decent early end so far. So I like filling out the top end. Sealock Monster, it's another good top end card. We're probably not
the last one we're taking.
Probably not going to play both, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see it here. I'll say that.
Agreed. Is it bad that I really want to grab a unicorn now? Like, I feel like we're a unicorn deck.
I definitely agree that I would play a multicolored unicorn.
So looking at our deck, yeah, I really like going blue-black here. I wish we had a bit more return phalanxes. I know we passed them earlier when we thought we were definitely going green, but Balderdash. Stupid Reaper of the Wilds. Stupid sexy Reaper of the Wilds.
Reaper of the Wilds
then again,
is one of those just super powerful cards. This
Kevin.
is so hard to deal with as a creature. Infinite value. Now, having said that, there's a Sea God's Revenge in the pack.
I was going to say, like, we could be sad if we want to, but we could also take a Sea God's Revenge.
Yes. So while we're busy drying our tears, we're actually partying in the background. What's better than one Sea God's Revenge? Two?
Ghost. 2 so you got revenge is better than 1 so you got revenge.
So we'll take the second
Um,
so you got revenge. Let's hope we
yeah,
get a Gary at this point. Now, we don't have a lot of black mana symbols in the deck. Black seems to be the more supportive element. So,
yeah.
Gary, not as great in this deck as it would have been originally if we had drafted a more heavy black deck, but really
The
glad to
card
get
I'm
to see you
looking
guys
for,
revenge.
like I would like a Nimbus Naiad or two, and maybe like a Thassa's Emissary. But
Ooh.
hey, oh wow, this is an interesting. Wow, this is an interesting pick.
There are
Oh,
all sorts of
there's a
conversations to
horsey.
have,
Okay, so I know what I want to take here.
and I'm not going to take it.
Take the horse, Kevin.
Tom,
All right,
talk to
fine. Then
everyone
we
about the
got to.
benefits of a crow and horse, and then I'm going to say why I'm not going to take it.
No, we should. We need to decide this pick. I don't want to talk about a random card we're not picking.
Um,
I think it's a lot closer between just snapping Voyage's End. It's really between like Singer and Grey Merchant and I know, fuck it, it's Voyage's End. I'm sorry, it's really Voyage's End. Like, I explained why it was good earlier. You don't die to heroic with this card. Remember when we got 1 turn 2 turned? You don't get 1 turn 2 turned when you have Voyage's End. You
exactly.
bounce your die and you laugh at them.
Exactly. Voyage's End, it does a lot of things for you. It gives you the tricks. We've already talked about we're not a really heavy black deck, so Grey Merchant is a lot less in value for us. We love Shipwreck Singer. It's a really great card. We already have one. I'd rather have the trick that we don't have yet on the early end. I want to get like a Farika's Cure as well. Possibly get 2 of those to
But that's like
fill it
for
out.
spells.
But I like the Voyage's End here. It's a good card, and it fits very well in the deck we're trying to draft.
Maybe the horse comes back. Huh? Huh?
Mm,
Maybe the horse comes back.
I
I
doubt
would
it.
force you to take the horse. The horse was good. But all right, let's see what's actually going on in this pack. I see a lot of good spells, and none of them I want.
Yeah, I see a lot of spells for a lot of other colors, none of which are really relating to the deck that we're drafting.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Tormented Hero, however, it is a card that we might possibly play.
For me, it trades early. That's it. Like I'm definitely not a big fan of it. I like it in the red black aggressive deck, which does exist.
Mhm.
Deathbellow Raider being on its left makes a lot of sense. Um,
Now,
I've actually sorry, continue.
having said that, do we want to possibly just take the Agent of Horizons, hedge that we might actually still be going in the green-blue deck because our black is so light? Maybe we can do it as a black splash.
You know, that's not a bad idea.
Um,
Like if
we
you
have
see our green, we have Horizon Chimera, Time to Feed, Sylvan Carotid, Voyaging Satyr. Sylvan Carotid and Voyaging Satyr are just so much better with blue. I might as well let's grab it. It's so much better than Tormented Hero for our deck.
I just don't like playing Tormented Hero.
Hey,
Now,
look, another Voyage's End.
we love Voyage's Ends. We're going to keep playing them. Triton Tactics is a good card. This is not the deck for a Triton Tactics. We're not
100%
playing
not
a
a
lot of heroic creatures, not a lot of heroic triggers. Annex Inside means it's very late for this to be going around. Just
yeah,
gonna
jeez.
say that.
That card's silly.
But here we will take the Voyage's End. It does fit very well in our deck. So what are we hoping for from here? That's the question I have for you.
I want to know if we're green or black. I really like blue green. I mentioned this before. I like seeing Vulpine Goliath. We already have one of my favorite cards for this deck, which is Thassa's Bounty, actually. I really like Thassa's Bounty in blue green. We have a lot of big, beefy things. And blue green likes big, beefy things, especially when we already have Voyaging Satyr and Carotid. Our 3-drop looks better in blue green. Our 2-drops are already good because we have Voyage's Ends. Biden of Thassa is very good in blue green as well. I think it's up to you. If you want to go blue black, Kevin, you take that Blow Toil Harpy. But if you want to go blue green and just really use those Voyage's Ends and Grip Tides, I think you take the Vulpine Goliath.
You know, we're looking at it here. Black seemed to was very open early on in the draft. But at this point, we've kind of passed up on enough black spells. We can probably limit it to just a splash for Lash the Whip.
And the good
maybe
thing is we
Baleful
can
Idol.
splash. We have Carotid, we have Burnished Heart. Like, we want to splash for Lash the Whip, we can splash for Lash the Whip.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Vulpine Goliath. It's very good for our deck, and we get a
The
good
hell?
reward here. We get a good reward here. Nessian Asp, it is the premium green common creature in this set. You never want to see this card across you on the table. It terrifies you.
I'm glad you got into the Nessian Asp. Yeah, it's fantastic.
If there's a
Definitely.
hype train, Tom got me on it.
Yes. Seriously, this card's really good. I mean, it probably replaces the Sealock monster in our deck. Or it replaces the Mnemonic Wall, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, we're going to take that Mnemonic Wall straight out of the deck. Nessian Asp, it's a very good beefy beater. It's a good way to end a game. Really happy getting that out of this pack here. And here is a Triton Fortune Hunter.
It's okay in our deck. It's definitely not the best card ever made, but I do like getting the Fortune Hunter just a 2-drop
You mean a 3-drop, right?
as a 3-drop. Yeah.
I definitely like having it in the deck. It's Yeah, you're right. It's not the best card in the world for us, but it's something we can play. If we pick up any sort of bestow guys, or if we splash black, maybe put the Eidolon on it, it could do something for us. I like having the option open, so we'll
Agreed.
take it.
From what I'm looking at, we're more likely to splash red than we are to splash black, to be honest. Because if we want to play Crackling Tritons, I'd rather splash red.
I definitely
But
agree with you there.
we're still an 18 land deck, right? So if we take this Wave Crash Triton, we're not playing Tritons. We have a good 3, good 2, good 4. Like, I don't know. I think this deck might have turned out randomly decent.
I definitely I definitely think this is going to be a little bit of a slower, dirtlier deck, but we've got the components to make that slow, dirtly deck, get us to the top end, get our Sea-Log monsters in, get our Nessie and Asp in.
See, gotcha.
I like how this is going.
Hey, Unicorn, perfect.
Do you wish upon a star?
I wished upon a star and it gave me an Opaline Unicorn.
We're going to take the unicorn here. It does everything we need here, and mostly in that it gives us mana fixing. We're probably going to be splashing another color. There's the possibility of it. We could just go straight green
Yeah,
blue, and this is a good enough deck to do it.
once you grab this, I like going just green blue.
And here we're going to take a Shipwreck Singer out of the pack. We have a Flamecast Wheel. We have a Benthic Giant. I really like this card, and you're right. I really don't want to play against it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Here we'll take the 3/7. I like
so,
it.
secret of the format. Ferris Band Centaurs blocks everything. It's better than a Mnemonic Wall. That card is surprisingly good. I've been playing it as a 23 more often, and it's been really good, Kevin. No one can attack into it. They're like, oh, I don't attack. What? And it's fantastic. You're like, haha, gotcha, punk.
It's a very powerful card. Now, we did just blow through those last couple of picks. Nothing really special there. We have the Guardians for our sideboard, and Hippocamp might actually make the deck, as much as I want to cry saying that.
Nah, it's not getting in here. I mean, we're definitely hiding the Hippocamp. We're probably hiding Centaurs. So how I found the blue-green deck to work is you have enough bounce, which we do in Double Voyage's End and Grip Tide, and we do have one time defeat, which is great. You need mana acceleration. We have Caryatid, Voyaging Satyr, Opaline Unicorn, and Burnished Heart, and you need monstrosity, guys, and somehow we got all of those parts. So I like where this deck ended up. Even though we looked green, then we weren't green, then we were kind of red, then we were really black, then we weren't black. I think we definitely ended up with the best deck we could have got out of this draft. Although, like, we didn't know we were going to see back-to-back Gary, so don't hate us for that one.
Yeah, the draft itself, it gave us a lot of different signals. There's a lot of different ways we could have gone with this draft, and I'm sure everyone's going to have their own opinion on it. Definitely, we could have been much heavier in black than we are. Now, honestly, though, having seen as many Gray Merchant of Asphodels as we saw, there wasn't as much in the way of the good black cards, the cards that fill in your deck, to make that card in its best. In our deck.
I mean, if we had perfect information, we could have drafted a very good blue-black deck. Like, at times, we would have taken some return phalanxes when we could have. But let's be honest, we're not a supercomputer. We don't know what every pack's going to have into it. Like, you saw how excited we were to see a Nessie and Asp. Like, that was the perfect card to see there. We had no idea it was going to be there.
Exactly. We can't foretell the future. We can't tell what cards are going to go around. But I really like the deck that we got.
I actually really do as well. I think it's strong against heroic. It's strong against white base heroic. It's strong against red. It's strong against green because we can bounce their stuff. We have 2 Sea God Revenges. I like it. I do think we should stay at 18 lands, though. I wouldn't play either of those Tritons or the Guardians.
Yeah, the reason I brought them in is we are a 14 creature deck. 3 of the creatures are straight mana fixing. So I'm just taking a look to see whether or not we want to see about taking out a card from the deck, maybe a Sea-Lock monster on the top end, to possibly put in something on the 3-drop slot, and just to hedge our early game.
I think we need that top end, though. Like, if we're going to be playing Caryatid, Voyaging Satyr, Opaline Unicorn, and Burnished Heart, we need to be playing those kind of spells. Like,
so you think Sea-Lock monster, at least to begin with, is just that much powerful because it's a 5/5. It can block anything on the ground.
That's exactly why it's a 5-mana 5/5. It blocks really well. We're playing Wave Crash Triton. We're playing Agent. Like, I don't know. I see where you're coming from. Looking at the deck again. Like our 2 drops are all mana fixing and double Voyage's End, which is fantastic. Our 3 drops are Triton and Ancient Horizon, so Triton's the only thing that blocks there. But if we have Voiding Satyrs and Sylvan Caryatids, our 4 drops are Horizon Chimera. Ah, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. You see that really
Mm-mm.
our early game creatures that just don't exist.
No, they
Here,
don't.
I'm much more likely to play the Guardians because it can block that much better than the Crackling Tritons. We're not currently
I
playing
guess
red,
technically we're not going to be playing. We can never activate Wave Crash Triton. Am I wrong in this? Just with only with time to feed?
only with time to feed.
Yeah,
Or
switch that guy out
Voyages
for
thing.
Guardians of Meletus.
Yeah.
Like they're the same exact card, but one of them can block 5/5s.
That is true, and we don't really have any need for a devotion to blue. I do like putting in a Crackling Triton.
You
Maybe
want to go 17? We can go 17.
we have Opaline Unicorn, we have Burnished Heart, we have Caryatid, we have Satyr. I think this is a good 17 land deck. We have 4 mana fixing cards in our main deck.
I can agree with 17. Um, 4 drops Horizon Chimera, but 3 drops is no. Just thinking out loud.
Oh no.
So we want to go 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to go like 2. Like our draws want to have at least 1 mana fixer in our opening hand, and we want to have at least a 5 or 6 drop as well. How we are going to win games is with large creatures blocking, by Nathasa eating them, or by just Sea Gods revenging them out of the game, which is really good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
this deck it's got its weaknesses in that we don't have a lot of early game.
I would say, since more than likely a lot of our games are going to consist of like Nessian Asp attacking as an 8/9, I think I actually like playing Breaching Hippocamp above playing Crackling Triton. Because in those types of games, we can do stuff like attack. When you attack, be able to return Nessian Asp. And also it's a 4 drop, so we can at least go 2/4. Being able to play Hippocamp as a flash 3/2 on 3 is much better than playing as a 4/3/2. And I still think it's better than the 2/3.
Looking at the
Just
deck
because it
here,
trades up.
I can
It
definitely
trades
agree with
up
you there.
against other 3 toughness creatures, like the Cyclops.
It does. It can block Hill Temper Cyclopses all day long. It can block a lot of cards. It's not a sexy card. It's not a card I'm ever happy about playing. It's shown me it's very bad time and time again.
Yep.
This is possibly the only deck I've ever played that it can do what it needs to. You can get in with your fatty towards the end game, and then when they try to crack you back, do that
You
alpha
slap your
strike.
fatty with a horsefish and it turns back around. It's like, what happened?
You slap it with
Right?
a horsefish. Exactly.
Slap it with a horsefish.
So we're gonna go ahead. We'll submit this deck. Really, I think after all the talk, all the conversation, we've really analyzed all the cards here. Let's see you all in match number 1, and thank you so much for tuning in.